Hey, what's going on? Appliance Boot Camp, Old Fashioned Ice Cream, YouTube, Facebook, family and friends. What's happening? This is Mike Sneed coming to you. I know it's a little late, but I've been working crazy. I've been working crazy the last couple of weeks. Last week, like I said, I was down in Seattle, so I had to work real crazy because I took the end of the week off to go to Seattle. Well, same thing happening this week. I'm going down to Florida for a little bit. So I'm working crazy now so I can get down to Florida at the end of the week. I'll be down there for a little bit. But I want to thank everybody for watching. Coming to you real quick tonight. Um, Let me see if I can. We're not going to do. I didn't get it. Nobody purchased the appliance boot camp uh, hands-on live, so that's no problem. No problem at all. So we're not going to do the hands-on live in December. So if you still want to do the appliance boot camp, you can go purchase the appliance boot camp online version. You can do the online version. We're not doing a hands-on live. Nobody purchased it. That's good by me. So we're fine. And you can go and you can do the online. And the online, you can start at any time. We got a couple of different price points you can get in that. I think it's $850. So that'd be great for somebody to get for Christmas or whatever. Get into that. I wish I knew how to. They changed it up a little bit. YouTube. I wish I knew how to actually bring in another video. To actually, I'm not going to try it now because I have so much other stuff that I'll be pulling in. But I would like to have brought in, bring in another video to actually do like a maybe a content. Uh, let's see here. If I do that, that would add some. Oh, present. I'm going to see if I can present something because share screen. Let me give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can actually do this right here. Share this actual screen. Uh, okay, let me sure. Okay, I don't want to have nothing of my personal stuff popping up. I'm gonna see if we can if I could actually share this screen here, and we're gonna look at this video from this guy. We'll see if we I can get it to work. Because this is something I've been telling you all for a long time. Telling you all, we're gonna kind of critique his video. I have told you all about it. Uh, uh, let's see here. I got some people texting. Let me move this back so you all can't see who texted me. I'm gonna see if I can. Okay, that's nobody. I'm gonna see if I can pull up his YouTube channel, and we're gonna see if we can go there, and we're gonna look at this video. And I'm not gonna tell you why appliance repair is so good, and and uh, why he's having a hard time getting into this thing. Okay, up here. Okay, all right. We're gonna try to make this thing work real quick. We're gonna try to make it work. All right, we're gonna see if we can make this thing work here. All right, I'm gonna see if I can share a screen. Okay, here. Okay. If you can see this screen, put a one in the comments if you can see the screen, and we're gonna see if we can. And I'm doing this just sharing the screen to do some content with you all. I think you all should be able to see it. Can you all see the screen that I just shared? All right. Hoping you all can see it. Yeah, you should be able to see it. Oh, you can't see it. All right. Hold on a second. There you go. Can y'all see it now? Okay. I'm gonna see if y'all. I'm seeing it up here now. I'm gonna see if y'all can see it now. Oh, okay. All right. Now they can see it. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna see if you tell me if you all can hear it. So I'm gonna start it up, and we're doing this.
On the new Google Pixel 10. Gemini, when's our next train coming?
Right now.
Can y'all hear it?
Ah, nutcrackers. Gemini, where am I?
You're in a blender.
Okay, they can hear it.
Time
Okay.
for elf care. Gemini, find me a massage,
Okay,
please.
we're gonna skip this right here. Okay, we're gonna start this over. Okay, and I'm gonna reach out to this brother right here. This is
Right now, it's just so funny because it just seems like
okay. This right here, what we're getting ready to look at. This right here is a brother. He's a little over than he he's a little he's between 40 and 50, and he's going into the skills trade, and he's trying to get into it, and he's doing he's videotaping his journey through it, and I've been kind of watching it, and I knew all the stuff he's gonna run into, and we're gonna listen to his video, then we're gonna kind of talk about why he's having these issues. And I've told you all this is how you do it. We unfortunately let's look at the video, then we'll talk about it. All right, so here we go.
like I'm having the hardest time just being able to get back to work. I just want to work.
Well, hey, everybody, thank you for showing up again for me. Of course, Cubicles, the conduit, old man's journey to journeyman. And first off, I really appreciate you all for showing up again. Want to put that out there. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for the comments. Great community that we have here. And, I just appreciate, once again, every one of you. So you saw the first part of that. I just want to work, right? I have not been able to attain a contract yet. So as many of you know, if you remember watching on my other videos, the IEC is a school that I go to. They do require you to have one of the member contracts there, at which point you work while you earn while you learn. And as y'all know, I lost, I was laid off from that first contract, and I have not been able to garner a new contract since then. I've been doing some temporary contract work in the meantime, but it is not the official school, or I should say an official contractor from the IC. So therefore, in the danger zone, big time. Now, I do believe that there's some reasons behind that. We'll get into those as we go here. I do want to first talk about, there are things, because I want to preface this with, I know that everybody's region might be different. Before I get into any of this, like I said, everybody's region, their cities, where you're coming from may be different. What you're dealing with might be different. Me being in the DFW area, this is what I'm experiencing. So I want to talk about what I'm hearing that might be the issue, what I'm doing in the meantime to try to drum up some sort of help for a contract. Hopefully this is something that'll help out the other apprentices that are out there that are maybe having trouble and trying to attain some sort of actual contract apprenticeship work. One of the things that I'm being told that's happening that is making it more difficult for me to receive, for me to get into an apprenticeship, is basically that there just aren't enough journeymen to train up the apprentices that are coming along. There are a lot of apprentices, and I'll show you from one of my recent outings to what's basically a career fair for apprentices. Now, these apprentices, the majority of them.
Okay, let me tell you what he's doing. All right, so he's trying to get into the electrical trade, by going to a school, because that's what they tell us. And you got to go to school, and if you go to the school, then you're whatchamacallit. You can then become an electrician, HVAC, plumber. And I've told you all many a times that's not how you get into the skilled trades. You get into the skilled trades by going to work. So you look out there, you see all those people going to the schools, and trying. And he got, while he's at the school, he's into something. I think they call it IBEW. It's almost like a union, or it's like a school, and they get like other contractors, I think, to actually come in and hire people, and you can work for, you'll work like certain days, then go to school certain days. Anyway, he's finding out that he can't get a contractor to pull him on, and he's out here trying to get in the way that society have told us that's the way to go. But I told you all, don't work like that, because what he's finding out, he doesn't have a contractor there to take him on. The way that if when you start doing stuff like journeyman and trying to go through the unions and stuff like that, these unions were set up to do exactly what it's doing to him. We think the unions were there, especially us as African American men. This is not me crying, or crying about trying to play a race card or nothing. But these are true facts. The unions were created to keep you out of it. And so what happened when you start trying to go through it and get jobs and stuff, it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to keep you out of it and make it hard and discourage you for even trying. How you actually get a job is not by going through the school. It's by going to work. And hopefully you have someone in your like an uncle, a dad, a grandfather that already knows the trade, and they bring you on and actually start teaching you the trade. Or like in my instance, I had a high school teacher, Mr. Eden. Shout out to Mr. Eden. My mom said she saw him the other day. He told me to call, so I'm calling him tomorrow. So what happened? You have someone who's in the trade, and they bring you on when you're young, and you are apprentice then. And you do all the stuff that he's having to do now, where you actually digging foot and pulling wires and all that stuff that you do as a young man, as an apprentice and a helper. And then you transition into actually becoming the electrician and a contractor. So we're going to listen to him a little bit more, just listen to what he's going through.
Already have contracts. This is from my school, IEC. They had a festival so that we could go out and see the different vendors. There's a few contractors out there as well who I touched base with. Now, if you see this group, this is a lot of young men, and they are young men. I think I was probably one of the oldest people there. I can guarantee you, I was probably 2% of the older people out of this 98 that were there. Majority of those young guys, they actually do have member contracts, but as you can see, it's just a lot of them. You can see there's this line that I'm showing here, this line of guys. It may look kind of sparse around the sides, but that's a long line of at least 300, 400 kids, that are standing. Maybe not so many, but maybe 200, 300 kids that are, these young guys that are in that line. So you can imagine that they've got more apprentices than they have journeymen, which is making this difficult. So you can only have so many journeymen that train, or I should say, you can only have so many apprentices that can train under journeymen. So I think it's there's 3 to every 1 journeyman that you can actually train up. And so it's, from my understanding and what I've been told out there from the different contractors that I keep trying to contact, is that that's one of the problems. They just don't have enough journeymen. Now, earlier when you saw me in the car there, the very first part where I was talking about I just don't want to work, I was actually I took it's about a 70-mile trip over to about 3 different contractors, Cummings, CEC, and OWL. I was told to not only put in a job application, send an email, make a phone call, but to also show up at those offices. Now, corporate folks know. Those of you in the corporate world, heck, those of you who are not in the corporate world, you normally don't show up to these offices unless you have an interview, unless they told you to come in. Well, I was told by my advisor that is not what you should do. You need to, go ahead and do that, the beginning work of application and so forth, and then you show up there. Just show up. So that was an interesting situation in itself. I'll go back to that another time, maybe kind of intersperse it here. But that was what I did. And that is something that is going to be necessary, I believe, going forward. One of the specific issues that appears to be going on as well is that these journeymen are needing people that at least have enough experience to they're not just starting from scratch. When you have so few journeymen, they've got to kind of get the top, they got to get the best of the crop. And they got to get at least young men who aren't just, just from the beginning, gets completely wet behind the ears, like totally, okay? Old men as well that are not just completely wet behind the ears. I want you all to take a look at a clip from a YouTube channel of a guy by the name of Jersey Mike that I was looking at, that I found, and he really brings this home. So I want you to take a look at that now.
High schools. Not everybody.
Okay, this for I guess I need to say this for educational purposes, but we're gonna let's let it, come on. Come on. Okay, here we go. Let me pull it back up.
Everybody grows up in a household with blue collar guys. I mean, dad is a plumber, uncle's an electrician, both are backyard car mechanics. I mean, not everybody grows up like that. So those high school shops, those vocational high school programs were the means by which a lot of people gained their mechanical aptitude, the ability to work with tools and all that stuff. And that's pretty much gone now. They do decide to get into the trades. They end up going to a trade school program, and a lot of these programs are not focusing on hands-on training as much as they used to. I mean, they never did much before, but now it's almost non-existent. I mean, that's what a lot of guys are telling me anyway, and I could see it. So not only do we have a lot of people coming into the trades without mechanical skills, we have these trade schools themselves that are not teaching it. And so these people make it all the way to their first day on the job without having any mechanical aptitude at all. And I'm not talking about brazing and things like that. I'm talking about the absolute basics, like lefty loosey, righty tighty. That's where I'm starting with a lot of guys these days. And I think that's why a lot of guys are coming into this trade with very low pay, is because these 6-month, 12-month trade school programs, it's not enough time to really make somebody proficient at diagnostics. It takes a couple of years to learn that. So coming straight out of school as a diagnostic technician, it's not likely for most people. At the same time, you got these schools not really focusing on the hands-on skills either. So they're not useful.
Okay. I want to talk about that real quick. All right. So with that, that's why I love what we done with the appliance boot camp. You saw what he done. He went there. He done drove 50 miles. He got dressed up. He's going into the office, 2 or 3 different offices, and they have told him no, and whatnot. And what's with us, what we tell you to do is to go out and compete with that company the company that he's going to try to get a job for. You got to compete with them for the contract that they have. No, so it's a whole lot easier. It's 20 times easier to get a contract than it is to get a job. Like this guy right here is talking about going to get a job. Nobody really has time to train you, to be honest with you. Training it takes so much time and effort to train you. A lot of people don't want to do any training. I would much rather bring somebody in who already know what they are doing and then to actually train you. So with that, I'm not going to put no money in training you. I'd rather get somebody who might have came across the border last night that already that's been here once or twice. They've been sent back. Now they're back here. I'd much rather get them and put them in a truck and let them go than to actually put the time and the effort into training. And that's what a lot of the companies do. And they got you out here competing with them, not knowing anything, don't have no hands on anything. Now, with he talking about you're going to get low pay starting off. Yeah, you're going to get very low pay if you starting out going out there going to get a job in the skilled trades, because you're supposed to start when you're an early teenager, like I did. Where if you start when you're a teenager making $15-$20 an hour, that's a lot of money coming in. Then by the time you get into your early 20s and stuff, you're making your money. But if you're going out there in your 40s and 50s now, it's going to be a hard road to hoe to make your money and to get there. If you're 50, to get there by the time you get to retire to get to the big money. So coming to appliance repair, you're going to come in making that $85 an hour that the actual company is making. But you're only going to do 1 or 2 stops a day, so you can train yourself. You're going to get the hands-on, but you're going to get the hands-on and earn your money the same way you would if you was working for somebody. Because those companies that he's going to go try to get the job for, they actually got those contracts that we have. And they're going to still send you on those jobs and still want you to do those jobs, but they're not going to pay you what the contract pays them. So you actually then learn how to actually train yourself and make your money that way. So we're going to keep looking at some of this stuff. Then we'll come back and just talk about it. Matter of fact, I'm going to close my mouth. Then we're going to come back and have a discussion about it.
Useful to employers on the diagnostic side, they're not useful to employers on the mechanical side. And so all you really end up with are these bodies that are good for pretty much just manual labor. So this pipeline, how we bring people into trades to begin with, I think is a real mess. And it doesn't help with the transition from school to the field, because it's not a classroom anymore. It's a business out there. And a lot of guys that know what they're doing, because they don't have enough help, they're under a tremendous amount of time pressure to get these jobs done. So to train means to really slow things down and add to that pressure. Helpers also aren't exactly helping themselves either. When an experienced guy has a helper, he knows he's starting from absolute scratch with these guys, and these helpers are not taking it upon themselves to read manuals, watch videos, whatever it is. You have a monumental task in training these guys. And if they're just standing around waiting for you to...
I got to stop it there. That's the advantage of what we teach you all, how to pregame, and you all are going out here reading the because you all are doing the work. Y'all got to read. You got to study. That's why I keep saying why it's so important for you to get a contract and to go get a job with this appliance repair. Because if you go get a job, you're not going to take your after hours when you get off work and read no service manual. But if you're that's your company and you're the only person got to go out there and fix it, you're the only person in that company, you're going to read those service manuals and stuff, and you're going to train yourself and you're going to study. And that's what he's talking about. Most people that's coming out there and getting the job, they're not going to be studying anything. But you all are. That's why you all are so far advanced than people who go get the jobs.
You to grab them by the hand and fill in a blank canvas. It's an overwhelming task. A lot of guys are not going to want to take on. So these guys are constantly complaining they're not getting training, when sometimes the problem is that they're not showing enough initiative to make it worth anybody's while.
So with kind of putting that information together, what I'm seeing is twofold. So on the one hand, you do have a shortage of journeymen to teach the apprentices. So you only have so many, like we talked about, you can only have so many apprentices assigned to a journeyman for them to mentor, for them to train. And then the other side, like Jersey Mike is talking about, is more or less the quality of those apprentices is going to have to be a bit higher, because you're looking at a situation where, like you said, they've got to finish these jobs quickly. Many times they're starting from scratch, much like I talked about in my first video. It's like, he's talking about as bad as righty tighty, lefty loosey, right? So it makes sense that it may be difficult for me to get into a new contract because of those factors. Now, I'm not going to stop. So let me get back to what we were talking about before, as to what's been explained to me, to really put myself out there. Once again, corporate world is not like this at all. It's scary to go to these corporations, these larger electrical contractors, because you're walking into large, pretty buildings. And in my instance, I decided to go in my regular clothes, right? In my construction clothes.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it. Just by thinking about it.
We'll let
Meet
this
Base
pass on by.
44, a complete
I'm wondering if I should have probably dressed up for this, because I think they were kind of looking at me like, why did you come here like this? So I came dressed up like I thought that, the job that I wanted kind of thing, which is, not necessarily, I don't think I did well with that one.
That was maybe not the best idea, but it was a learning experience. And like I said to you earlier, making the phone call, sending out the email, making sure that you're showing up in front of them, finding out who that recruiter is, making sure that you show up at those offices, hopefully better dressed, but showing up at those offices with resume in hand so they can see your face and they say, look, this guy is trying. He wants in. Now, will that make a difference when we're talking about the amount of skill that they're really looking for their apprentices to have right now? Since you've got so many apprentices and so few journeymen, that I can't answer. That's something that the companies, kind of the trend, what they're looking for, that's going to have to dictate that. When the next contract does come along, I'm going to have to be on my toes, because the younger guys that are there, and even older, if there are older folks there, if they're on top of it, maybe they've been taught those things early on, then they're going to have they're going to have the advantage. So that bottleneck is happening that I can see. And it is definitely, right now, it has been difficult, at least in my region, to be able to find something. I'm not done. I'm going to keep doing what I was told to do, no matter how much it flies in the face of what I've been taught in the corporate world. We're going to keep going that direction. And I don't want anybody, this is not something to make people feel discouraged by this at all. I'm not discouraged at all. What I do know is that I am going to need to, like Jersey Mike was talking about, I am going to have to show that initiative. I'm going to have to really bear down on my concepts, my math, learn, make sure that I'm very clear. And I'm going to have to find these opportunities for the hands-on part of this. If you're not in a contract, or if you're not having that hands-on portion of this, well, then you're not able to practice that skill. And so when you do get into that contract, you're still behind. I'm behind these young men and women that are in class, but also in contracts. So, and doing the work on a daily basis. I can't tell you how many right now, how I'm in class, and these kids are coming back from their jobs that they've been working their butts off at. And here I am, in an online class, for that matter, just kind of listening to them talk about what they've done and what sort of work they've done. Fantastic work these young people are doing. It's just that I'm amazed at how quickly they've picked this up, and just their abilities all together. I don't think these young folks are going to have a problem in the world in the trades if that's where they choose to go, because I am completely impressed, like I said, with those.
All right, we're going to stop it there just for some time, and we're going to start talking. If you would, go by his channel. It's called Cubicle to Conduit. Cubicle to Conduit. Just go by there and just let them know that Appliance Bootcamp sent y'all there. But we're gonna talk about this real quick. Go by there and let them know that we sent y'all there. But what he's finding out is what I've been telling you all forever. That's what's going to happen when you go out here and you try to get into the skilled trades, thinking you're going to go out here, go take a class, go to a community college, and think you're going to walk into the skilled trades. The skilled trades, you get into the skilled trades by going to work. Like he said at the end, he's stuck on online class, and these kids are coming in probably working with their uncles, working with the dads, the grandfathers. They're working every day, and then coming to the class at night, and they so far ahead of him. And he's still sitting there hoping that he can actually get in and get some hands-on done. If he was to actually take the Appliance Bootcamp and take our blueprint, go out there, he will find out he could get him a contract, and he could be out there doing the same thing they're doing, making more money, and be able to, like he said at the end, be able to really apply himself, because he wants to do it. He wants to get out there and make the money and stuff, and he wants to get into the trade, but he just don't have. He has all the desire and everything, but he just don't have a way to plug it into to actually get the results that he wants. Appliance repair allows you to get it because you don't have to have a contractor's license. That contractor's license is actually what they put in front of you to keep you from getting in it. It used to be, it wasn't no contractor's license for electrical. It wasn't no contractor's license for plumbing. None of that stuff. It wasn't no unions, but they put it in there to block you out and to put the gates up so you can't get in. Now, all this stuff about you got to be trained all this time to learn how to do a job. I always go back to World War II. You know, those when they had to get pilots up in the air and start they had to get fighter pilots and stuff up in the air to start fighting those the Germans and the Japanese after Pearl Harbor. It took less than 6 months for them to start training fighter pilots, and they getting up in the air, going to fight in the air and airplanes, and all this stuff where they say it used to take 3 or 4 years. You had to apply. You had to have you couldn't be flat-footed, all that stuff went out the window. When now we got a crisis and we got to get some people in there. They found out in about 6 months, we're going to set you in this airplane seat and we're going to put you up in the air and you're going to figure this thing out and go out here and fight because too many people getting knocked out the air. Same thing. All this stuff about now you got to know how to, in order to weld, you got to go to school for 3 years and then you got to have all these certifications and stuff. During World War II, when you needed, when all the men were gone, all the welders was gone to go fight. They went and grabbed women and threw them on the line and say, "Hey, we got to build ships," and they were welding in a couple of weeks. They had them building ships in a couple of weeks and putting ships and stuff out. So all this stuff, where they telling you now, it take you so long and you got to go through all this training and stuff. Never had to be like that. Never had to be like that. Same thing with the journeyman thing. I had a conversation with somebody earlier today. We were talking about the disadvantages of sometimes when you're here and you got to play everything by the books. You're a lot of times the government actually put you out of business quicker than anything else. Because when you got to do everything by the books, you got to have workman's comp insurance. You got to pay all the sales taxes. You got to pay all the payroll taxes. You got to have general liability. You have to have all of that stuff, and they come check you. If you are a U.S. citizen, they're gonna come check you. You got a Social Security number. If you're not doing it right, they're gonna shut you down. They're gonna put you in jail. They're gonna garnish your wages. They make life hard for you because you can't leave and do anything. But if you're somebody who's not playing by the rules, that you don't have no Social Security number for them to garnish no wages. You don't have nothing they can do to discipline you about it. And regardless of what, if you know how to do it, you know how to do the skill that people want, and you're doing it at a price point because you don't have to have all the other regulations and stuff on you. People are going to go to you if you got the skill to actually do it. People are going to go to you because everybody wants to save money. And like I said, that a lot of times that puts you out of business. Just because you are trying to do everything the right way, it'll put you out of business because the only people that they can really go after is the people who are doing it right. The people who not doing it right ain't going to pay anyway. So they put all their focus on going and regulating the people who are doing it right. And they keep squeezing you for everything. We're going to read some of this stuff we got going on in the chat. Then we're going to get up out of here. Everybody say they can hear. Okay. A man's advice says he's watched a few of his videos. Okay. Yeah. Go to the guy's channel and tell him we sent them. I want to get him on here and I want to talk to him. I actually, if I can get to him, I want to give him the appliance boot camp. And let him do that, and then I want him to do the appliance boot camp. Then compare my appliance boot camp to what he's doing there, and see who gets him up and running. quick and making his money. Not Dr. Funk. So what's up, Mike? Once again, thanks again for looking out for me a couple of weeks ago. I remember. Yeah, no, you done a great job, man. Great job. He said a couple of weeks ago, I thought I blew out those folks' electricity out in the apartment condo. You taught me something that day. That's no problem. Yeah, not Dr. Funk was working on. He was in a condo, and unfortunately, it had a bad infinite switch. And whenever you get a phase-to-phase short, it kicked the main breaker, and it kicked the main breaker. And the guy, you're in a multi-unit condo, and he didn't know where his the guy didn't know where his disconnect was, or the main breaker was, and I had to help them find it. But he done a decent enough. Dr. Funk done a great job finding it. Great job. DCL, so what's good, Mike? Hey, what's good on DCL? All right, there you go. Dr. Funk. Mike, you should reach out for him. I can see how disheartening it could be for him. Yeah, I'm going to reach out to him. Like I say, I want to give him the appliance boot camp and just let him do a review. Let him do the appliance boot. He's doing that ICS, whatever he's doing there. I want to give him the appliance boot camp and let him kind of so we can see which one get him up and running and which one will actually put the most money in his pocket, and which one is the better fit for him. Because I want to do that. Hey, what's up, Greg B? Greg, so I've been hearing a lot of HVAC guys saying the same thing. They can't get a job. Yeah, it's not made for you, because what happened, the people that, like I said, you don't get a job by going to the trade school. You get a job by going to the actual job site to get a job. Decent enough. Shout out to the Migos. We definitely need them. Okay. Now, Dr. Funk, the blueprint is still undefeated. Thanks. All right. Here in my town, they build the B-2 bomber planes during planes during World War II. They brought the poor men and women folks from Kentucky, put them in vacation school at the plant. Yep. And they put them to work. All right. Greg B say he's seen a few of his videos. Yeah, I've been watching them. Cool Beans 1203. Salute to you, Mike. Stay strong. Keep moving along. Thanks. All right. First class services. Peace, Mike. Yeah. If you need some extra work, call your local electrical union. They way upside down. Yeah. Worth a shot for monitor work, outlets, fans, lights, etc. Okay. Yeah. With that guy, if I was him, I would probably just start doing maybe installing some Ring doorbell cameras and stuff like that. Start on the low voltage side, making my money there. I would do some ceiling fan, light fixture swaps for people. Just start doing that. He'll make more money doing that than he will going there and starting off as an apprentice and trying to work his way up to a journeyman. If he's in his 40s, it's gonna take. And he's 40 plus, so let's say 40 plus. 40 plus, he got to do at least 4 years, depending on the city he in. But I think it's at least 5 years before you can set to even take the test. Become maybe 2 years for a journeyman. But he got set that many years to actually take the test to become a journeyman. And then still you out. I just don't know. And still you out there every day working with those young kids. That's doing that is a young man's job. That's why you see all those young kids doing it. Pulling that wire, running conduit, all that stuff for young men. You 40, 50 something, you should need something a little bit easier on you, because you're gonna be sore, man. Your hands be sore, your back, your shoulders, your arms, all of that sore. Appliance repair doesn't hurt you that bad. Yeah, it's actually really good. First class services. Laugh out loud doing that now. Yep, that's what I would do. I would just do. You can. All these people with these Ring doorbells don't know how to set them up. Do that. ceiling fans, all cameras, low voltage stuff. Just do that and make your money. Facts. Okay. Greg B. Mike, you hear about Home Depot doing? Yeah. But I was telling somebody. That earlier today. With all the stuff that you see happening right now, going on around the country. This is my take of why all the stuff going on around the country. I could be wrong. Automation has hit, and it's not that many jobs out here like it used to be. And so what happened? People don't realize their kids and their grandkids are not going to college because college now is not about education. It's about sports teams. It's mainly about sports. People don't choose colleges based upon their degrees and stuff anymore, or what they're trying to study. They choose about the football team or the basketball team. So now, with that being said, people are realizing now I'm not going to college and go pay all that money and come out and can't get a job and there's no jobs out here to get. And the manufacturing plants don't have anybody in there. I was at one of them. There won't nobody in it, and they even had robots folding the shirts and all that. So there's no jobs out there now, and so now they realize, hey, my grandson, he needs to be working in the skilled trades now. So now you start looking at all these places now talking about telling these men to go into the skilled trades, and we need you in the skilled trades. And so what's happening? We've been as African American men. We've been got pushed out the skilled trades. they pushed it. No, because I'm old enough to remember that when, like you see now, with all the Hispanic men and stuff working in skilled trades, I remember that was all us African American men doing that. I'm old enough to remember that was my grandfathers and my fathers and my uncles and all them. They were the ones working in the skilled trades and made a great living at it. I saw where we got pushed out. And so now they're pushing that set of people out, and they're getting ready to put their kids and grandkids, their sons and their nephews and all them back into the skilled trades, because there's a lot of money to be made. And say, hey, you can go there and make your money there. So I think that's what's happening here. They just making room to push them back in there, and they're now making it cool to be in the skilled trades. Every time I've never seen so many videos and people now telling people to go to the skilled trades and don't go to school. Hey, now, Dr. Funk, with that infinite switch, they had it labeled wrong. I had to hotwire things going to same terminals. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I need to put the hotwire on the end terminal. Okay, I remember. Yep. Greg B. I used to pull. Well, you know, then Greg, he was pulling the 500 KC meals. Yeah, you know that's a young man job to get out there doing that. That's something you don't want to be doing at 50 years old. But yeah, and so what's happening? They want those jobs back because they got they got to have some place for their kids and grandkids to go and make money, and so either they're gonna be working for the state or the federal government. Watching one group of people in the prison. So they say you're going to either work in the prison watching them, or you're going to be out here helping rebuild the infrastructure of America in the skilled trades, making your money. Because nothing else right here for you to do. And so that's what they're doing. And you're going to make a great deal of money out of it too. First class services, facts. Okay, yeah. Hey, now, Dr. Funk. There's going to be a huge opportunity in electrical for the data centers laying out. Wow. Yeah, no doubt. Electrical and HVAC, they are building data centers all over the country because the AI going to be consuming a lot. Yeah, they're going to be consuming a lot. And I hear too that it's going to they're going to be building on in areas what we call underserved areas, because they put such a demand on the grid that it actually causes your electrical bills and stuff like that to actually go up and spike up. So with that, they're putting them in sometimes in lower income areas, just so to offset some of the problems. They ain't offset, but to offload some of the problems of the electrical bills and stuff spiking up because of demands and stuff. Because if you look at your electric bill under whenever there's high demand where everybody's trying to pull, like during the summertime, everybody's trying to use the air conditioner at the same time. It becomes a high demand and the price for the electricity goes up. So that's why they're taking those data centers and putting them in some lower income areas, because what happened, those data centers gonna be putting a huge demand on the power grid, and it's gonna cause you to always be trying to operate and use your electricity during high demand. So be on the lookout for that too. Unless they do something to change it. And once again, if you want to get into the skilled trades, check us out. Go to apply. I'm gonna put the link right here, appliesbootcamp.com. And sign up. Sign up for it. You can go there and we'll teach you how to actually get into the skilled trades. Teach you how to actually start your own business, make a great living. Man, I'm telling you, it's great. This little appliance repair business is pulling old Mike Sneed out of a ditch. It's pulling me out of a ditch, and it's doing quite well. Tomorrow I got another full day. Not only that, for my little 3. When I say a full day, I'm talking about my little 3 that I do in the afternoons. Not only that, the little ice cream. After I finish my little 3 in the afternoons, I go back to my little ice cream parlor at about 7 o'clock and make my little ice cream. I got like maybe a couple of $1,000 orders that's going out. So, Mike Sneed pulling out. And what I'm doing, I had somebody actually challenge me. We were talking about the economy. And I was telling them it's a lot of opportunities here in the economy to actually make money, and they were like, "Well, you're cheating because I do have a check that I get," and they was like, "Well, you get that check, so it's not like you out here doing it all on your own. If you was doing it all on just your businesses, you can make it." So what I'm doing now, I'm actually took them up on a bet that I'm just using appliance repair and my ice cream to just live my life. And the little check that I get on the side, I'm just stacking that. So that's what you see me doing, and I'm building it out, and I'm getting there. I'm stacked. I'm starting to get into a groove, and once I get me a little sub running out there doing my little service calls and stuff, I'll be totally straight at the beginning of the year. But I'm showing them that I can actually take just the appliance repair and the little ice cream, and I can actually live the lifestyle that I've been used to living. And it's doing it. It's doing it. All right. Read a couple more, then get out here. Okay, it's a black guy who walked in an AC company for a job. He's doing great. He had no experience. Okay, that's good. A9 Dr. Funk. Yep, it's happening in my area. Folks are they're running that grid up and making the electric bill go up. All right, so once again, I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you all for joining us. I'll be back next week. Like I say, end of this week, I'm gonna be down in Florida having a great time. And I'll be back next week, and I'll catch y'all before Thanksgiving. Once again, if you want to get into the skill trade, go to appliesbootcamp.com, sign up for the course. We're not going to do the hands-on live because nobody bought the hands-on live event. If you can buy the online. People still buy the online version all the time, and you can do the online version 24/7. Once again, thank you all for watching. Go give the man a shout out too. Go give the brother a shout out from Cubicle to Conduit, and let him know that I sent him, and I'm gonna be trying to reach out to him, trying to give him the appliance boot camp and see if he'll go ahead and do it, and do both, do ours and that one, and then just him do an honest review on his channel about the appliance boot camp. So once again, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.